Good morning, everybody. Good morning. So it looks like two of the equities, the YM and the RTY, decided to go for a run. And the ES and the I got a five on two today, Jim. On two. I should have done more. I got to admit it. I should have done more. I'll go over that later. I think right now gold's probably a little bit exhausted. If you guys look at the run in gold here, it's probably a little bit exhausted. So I'd like to see it come, because it never did test the top of the prior day close. I'd like to see it at least come back down here for a run up. I'm working my way there, Jim. I did 2 contracts today. You'd be proud of me, my friend. You'd be proud of me. I did do 2 contracts today on my one trade. And I let it run for 52 ticks, I think it was. I'll show it because you'll see where my target is, why I used my target. I'll show it here in a minute. I did it manually, so I gotta pull my strategy off to do it. Because my strategy hides my entries when I do them manually. It's one of the, I don't know. So when I enter a trade manually on my charts, manually being this ATM here, not this one here, this one blocks the markers from being on the screen. So I can't. And the only way to I can't even turn the thing off. If I turn this off, the markers still don't show. I have to actually remove it from the chart. So, yeah, man, it does, Jim. It really does. And again, Jim, it's like, again, it's the most important thing is that you and I recognize these things. Then you can just go and extract some money, hopefully, regularly, and then go about your day. Surfing or whatever whatever you want to do. Me go golfing, whatever I want to do, that kind of stuff. That's really what our goals should be, to be honest with you, all of us. Figure out how to sit there and recognize rotations in the market. Put some contracts in you feel comfortable with. Put targets in that make sense. Make your money and go about your day. So I'm going to show you my one trade here in a minute, guys, that I took. And then I'm going to show you the one I balked on. I'm going to show you why I didn't take others also. There's a couple here I didn't take that some who don't pay attention to things may not recognize that they shouldn't have taken. And I'm going to focus all that conversation on gold today, since that sure is looking like it wants to produce money for us once again. I'm hoping this rotates here. It's sitting on our 5-minute gold line right now, but I really want it to come down to the prior day close, because they've never tested since they've come over it. Since last night at 11 o'clock at night, they have not tested the top of it. We just blew through it, never tested the top. So we all know that whenever they clear a zone, there's a very, very high likelihood they're going to come back and test the top of that zone or the bottom, depending on what direction, they blew through. So I'm expecting them to test this. The whole time this thing was going like this, I was expecting it to come back down, give me an entry back to here, but it didn't. So I missed this whole run from zone to zone. But right now we got this problem. We got this freaking 9 EMA on the 5-minute candle, on the 5-minute chart, in the way of getting to here. All right, so amen. Right, Ryan. Amen. Exactly. Amen to that. Let me remove my strategy so I can show you my markers and then kind of go over what I did. So good, Papa Duke. There you go. Yeah. So here's what happened earlier today in this was after gold opened. And full disclosure, I didn't turn my charts on until right about here when price came down. So I turned my charts on probably about 8:15 this morning. I do try to look at gold earlier than that, but I didn't today. And it rotated down, and then it ran back up to this red line, and then it ran back down. So let's just talk about what I was looking at. And I'm going to talk from here all the way what I didn't do, because I've sat here and stared at gold the whole time, other than going and getting another cup of coffee. All right, so let's just talk about it. Gold opens at 8:20 in the morning. Doesn't really matter that it opens at 8:20 because it doesn't act ridiculous at its open, unlike the equities. But you got to be careful with gold. It will get a little skittish at 9. That's when oil opens. And it does get a little skittish at 9:30 when the equities open. Matter of fact, those two things I just mentioned, it tends to have more reaction than its own open at 8:20. Okay, so just for information purposes. So, anyways, but it opened at 8:20. See, here's your 8:20 candle. I mean, you see anything spastic there? Here's your 8:21 candle. No, yeah, I mean, there's nothing crazy going on here. But anyways, we went up, and again. So we had a crossover in a roll-up, and we didn't have a breakdown, okay? So then we had another crossover and a retest. So I was just kind of sitting here looking at it, and I did not take this break. I mean, I wasn't going to take a trade. I was going to take a trade. I mean, I wasn't really motivated either way. And this thing ran up and then came straight back down. So let me see if I can blow this up even more. Yeah, here we go. Let's get like this. So this one ran up and then came back down. And then it opened this candle and it went back down to not below its low. I really felt like if it had broke below this one's low, it would have slammed. But it didn't. And I'm sitting there going, oh, shit. So I manually go buy, one, and I can't do it here. I don't know where price is right now. And then I changed it to 2 because the second run up is always gold. If they came down and cleaned out stops, when that second run is going to be because now they've already chased out the stragglers that jumped in on this break. And then because the real trade, if Jim took this trade, I'm going to tell you how Jim took it. He was in here and his stop was below this candle there. So that kind of gives you quite a bit of potential for some heat. When it ran off, I took mine right back to the break point because we talk about that. I talk about the break and then the pullback. And it broke and then it pulled back and it just touched the red line and then went the rest of the way. God dang. But anyway, so that ended up being a 50 ticker for me. I mean, I was in here. As a matter of fact, I even had slippage on my entry. That's how fast price flew through there. When it came back the second time. And what was my entry? My entry was the break of this candle again. I put my entry when this candle would break again. And I mean, it went through there so fast, I had slippage in my entry. That explains why my pricing was a little, I couldn't figure out where my ticks came up. Anyways, so, and then I took mine out at the target, which would be my big pivot to my left that brought us here. And then, of course, because that's normally where we would see a rotation. Now, what I was hoping for is I was hoping for price to come down to this gold line, because now we're up on top of the gold line, and give me a long. It didn't. It just came down, touched the red line, and kept on going. All right. So that's that trade. Now, let's go to the next part. Let's go to step 2. Bob, how come you didn't lose money on this 1 minute gold line here? Bob, you should have lost money. You should have lost thousands. Well, because I paid attention to the fact that when this pulled down, before we got to the gold line, this candle right here, remember, it gives you they give you hints. This candle right here, okay? This is very important. I was sitting here ready to let this thing rip. But this candle right here pierced the top of this candle. Then this candle touched the gold line. That's it. That means there's no commitment. There was no commitment to drive it straight down. Therefore, there's no commitment to drive it straight up. And when you start recognizing that little thing, that'll keep you out of that stupid shit on these 1 minute gold lines. And so then it got all meandering, and it came down and literally ticked the freaking 5 minute gold line, ran up. What a dog. So then we meandered like this. See how we meandered to this overnight open? When we meander just like this, that means they're going long. They're not going short. So therefore, that's why Bob didn't take this short. Okay? Because we meandered. If we run straight there, that's a different story. But we didn't. We went there, and then we rolled down, and then we rolled back up, and then we broke through it. So when we came down and sat on this gold line, I'll bet you Jim took this, because we had 1, 2, 3 candles in a row that topped out, and then whoop. I didn't take it because I'm right there at the overnight open, but there was the trade. So I did not take that. And then it did the same thing here. Rolled down, but this time, and so here, how do you not take the short here? Okay, so here's the fingerprint again. I want to show you these fingerprints. How do you know not to take the short here? Because when it blew through, it created this candle. That candle open, close, body, wick, and all above the prior day high. That means there's no commitment to drive it straight back down again. Rotation, boom, bam. So I just probably named the 3 trades that Jim probably capitalized on. That one, and probably the one I took down here. So those are the trades. And so from that, I made $1,017 on my 2 contracts right there in a matter of 1, 2, 3 minutes, I guess. Because I had the confidence to add that second contract after I saw price pull down. I said, if it doesn't break down, they're gonna run it up. And so it gave me the confidence to add that second contract, which I can only do manually, by the way, because my ATM doesn't do my Trade Saver doesn't give me the option to change the contract quantity on the fly. Okay. So did I explain that well enough? Did anybody have any questions? I mean, just, whatever. Again, watch this. So here's the bad problem here. We came down, meandered. See how we stopped a tick from it, rolled up, came back down. That's why there's no run-up trade here. Now, is price going to run up from here? It's very possible it will, because this is support. But the reason there's no break trade like this one is because it didn't deliberately go up and then deliberately back down. It meandered. It came down, missed it, rolled up, came back down again. That's what you got to watch out for. So I'm trying to show you the signs of where, I'm trying to tell you the signs of where to pull back and not jump in, and where to go commit yourself. Okay. Both of these situations here, this one And this one came deliberately down to the gold line with lower highs to the candles to the left. And that's your sign. This is six-figure trading. Absolutely, Jim. Absolutely. Every person here, the simple freaking things I'm trying to tell you, you can make six figures. I'm not bullshitting you. Jim makes six figures doing this. Doing just the simple things I'm talking about and knowing when to stay out. This is what, so because this meandered its way here, you knew not to try to take the slingshot back. There you go. NQ. Fuck, I have no idea. Well, when it hits the current low, that doesn't mean shit to me. It's only the fixed static lines that you need to pay attention to, not the current lows or the current highs. Okay? It's the static lines because the current lows change. The current highs change. It's those static lines of what happened the day before. So, for example, I mean, how much money could you have made today in the NQ if you traded the NQ and you waited? Oh, shit. Let me get it over here. And you waited for that to happen right there. That's the static line. Run up, bam, gone. All the way to there. All the way to there. Now, I didn't take that trade, but I'm just pointing it out. And, you know, we call it a system or whatever. It's really price action. A lot of it is price action, Bruce. It's just recognizing what the candles are trying to tell you. What they're trying to tell you. And when I started, personally, nobody taught me this stuff I'm telling you right here. When I started seeing, hey, the finger went through the top by a tick or two, and then it went and did this. When I started going back and going, holy shit, this happens every day. This happens every day. I could use that as a way to steal money. And then you can start becoming somebody who trades with the sharks. Because it's the sharks that do that stuff. It's the sharks that put price through a pivot high to the left by a tick and yank it back into support to clean out all the stops of the people that chased it, the people that took the breakout. It's the sharks. And I want to trade with the sharks. It was the sharks that ran this price up here on my trade. It was the sharks that ran it from here to here. It was the sharks that took it from here to here. Nobody else did that. The sharks did that. Now, I couldn't find a trade in here. So, I mean, it looks like it's going back to here. What I would be looking for is for it to break this pivot here, which it just did. See that? Just by one tick, look at how it's slamming back down. So it broke this pivot here to my left by one tick here. So what I would want it to do now is come and sit on top of this in a deliberate fashion, sit on top of the prior day close, and then wham, back to the prior day high. That's what I would like to see. So you look for those fingerprints that they leave on the screen telling you the game they're playing. And that's what you try to capitalize on. They just may run this up, but they did put it through by one. See how it came back down? They went through this by one tick. Maybe two. One or two. Two ticks. They went through that, I think, by two ticks. So there's a couple things that could happen. They may roll it back into the 1 minute gold line and then there's a long. That's a very possible. Or they may run it back down here to the prior day close and then a long. That's a possible. Well, it was an inside candle. You're talking about this being an inside candle? I mean, it was an inside candle, but we broke this pivot. If you'll notice, we broke this up pivot on this down. So there really was no reason for me to think about going long anymore. Okay. You have to prove to me we want to go long now. When you break this major pivot that brought price to here on the downside, you got to prove to me you want to go long. Does that make sense, Ryan? Because once you do that, man, that's usually a sign that we're going, we're going to start tipping over. It's not, doesn't mean they're going to tip it over, but it's usually a sign. But now that they've gone and broken this pivot back up, that tells me, okay, now they want to go back long. But they've got to do something deliberately moving price to a support line for me to want to take a trade. And, the hardest thing in this trading strategy, in my opinion, once you start recognizing the patterns, is just having the patience for one of those setups to hit to take your trade. I mean, I'm up $1,000 today. I don't know that I'm going to trade at all the rest of the day unless something literally punches me in the face. NQ is looking like it might want to test the prior day low bottom. I talked about this yesterday. Prior day lows are a sensitive area. They like to either keep price below it or they like to keep price above it. It's a very sensitive area. Now, the problem with gold right now, to be perfectly honest with you, is we're now at that 10 o'clock time where it just seems to go to sleep for a while, and then it wakes back up around 11. That doesn't mean that they're not going to start doing something. But the thing is you got to pay attention. It's hard to explain, but like this is just a bunch of garbage right here, okay? But then all of a sudden they went bam, bam, okay? Deliberate. And then I started paying attention. When they're just meandering, then that's the sharks aren't in the tank. The sharks are in the tank when price moves deliberately. And you can see the funny part is when you see it happening, you can see, oh my God, all the longs, like on the pullbacks, you can see in your mind, all the longs are getting nervous. They're all their stop losses are getting hit. You can just see it. And then it's rotation, bam. That's how they steal your money. The algos, the sharks, they steal your money and they piss you off when they do it because they take you out of your trade and then they go to where you wanted to go with your trade. 631. That would be what, 931? Yeah. God, Jim, I'm so pissed off I didn't take that trade. I'm so pissed off I didn't take that trade. When multiple candles stacked up together and they were small, I'm so pissed off I didn't take that trade. I really am. Now, NQ might be going short. Yeah, might be going short. Hold on here. Yeah, NQ might be going short now. So see, we came up here pretty firm from here. They might be running that down short. The interesting part is how the RTY and the YM have run up so much. The ES is at the same time, the ES is sitting here against its 5-minute red line. So that's a good sign for the shorts. That's a good sign for the shorts right here. You just need the ES to start getting some steam. There you go. Start getting some steam, damn it. Down. Oh, this fucker's going to roll up. Really? Yep. That was a good setup right there. It just didn't work because you had the ES doing the same thing at the same time. Well, yeah, but yeah. This right here being there at the same time was a lot of help though. God dang it. Because the ES is the problem is, well, again, I said it. The contrary issue is the YM and the RTY are just running. They're running. They're running long. So we have two markets that are not agreeing with two others. And I don't like that. Where is our phone trader? He's probably I don't know, Jim. I know he's made all the money he needed to make already for December for him to retire. So I don't know if he's taking some time off. That's a good question. I don't know where he is. Our phone trader. That just blows me away. Orville trading on his phone. And he makes like $2,000 a day. Makes like $2,000 a day. Our phone trader. I haven't heard from him in probably, I don't know, I'm probably almost a week. Because he does email me too quite often. So what I would be looking for over here to get your money back, which would be this gap right here from here to here. You never should have let it break the top of that candle. Is for this to roll over, sit on top, and then go long in the NQ. And then you'll get your money back. Get more than your money back. Yeah. I don't know. Where does he? I don't remember where he lives. I don't remember where Orville lives. He told me before, but shit, I don't remember anything. I'm half brain dead. Yeah, it didn't run there. It's just kind of meandering at the prior day high. What I would really like to see it do is jump over, sit on top. Is it New York City? I know he's a police sergeant, but I don't know where he is a police sergeant. God, I'd hate to think he's in New York City. Jesus. No wonder he wants to retire. No wonder he's begging me to teach him how to trade. Oh my God. All right, let's get that. If that NQ will roll over now and sit on top of the prior day low, that would be nice. It would start cooperating with the process. At the same time, the ES would hopefully be sitting on top of the 5-minute red line, kind of get agreement. No, here they go. Here it goes. Here it goes. Yeah, so here it goes. So it went through. This is supposed to be resistance. It went through it. So now we're hopefully going to go sit on it for support. Yeah, I missed it too, JP. I just completely buffooned that trade. I sat here and stared at it and chewed my fingernails and everything. One of the things that happens, it didn't happen yesterday. Bruce called me out on this. But one of the things that happens is if I have a big win out of the gate, boy, I get nervous about giving it back. Yesterday, I had a big win out of the gate, and I just kept trading. And Bruce says to me, Bob, you're trading a lot today. And I said, well, I feel like I'm truly am trading with house money because I didn't intend to trade at all yesterday, seeing as how it was FOMC day. So here's the NQ getting ready to run. Wait, NQ, ES, NQ. Oh, come on, NQ. You didn't come down to the high? The prior day low, I mean? That's not good. The ES is, yeah, damn it. It looks like it's going to run away. What I want gold to do, again, because it did not run here for a rejection, what I want gold to do is rotate, sit on top, and then give us an opportunity to take it long. That's what I want gold to do. Oh yeah, YM had a gold line. Yes, it is. It's in one right now. It is in one right now and had an inside candle before the entry. Stephen had an inside candle before the entry too. That's probably a pretty good situation right there for you. Steve called this out. So you got this, you had this pullback. This was your pivot down. You broke it, ran all the way up here, had your nice smooth pullback, an inside candle right here. So your rotation should go all the way back up into here at least. There it goes. It's getting a little lethargic in the process, but that's the setup. I would be out if it breaks that bottom. Looks like it did. Yep, it did. Yep. The nice part about this is that's a small candle to trade off of. I like small candles because the small candles give me God dang it, where am I putting these charts? Small candle gives me low risk. The RTY, by the way, same setup, Steve, in a different manner. The RTY one is still working. Had a crossover retest long off the prior day close and open. The RTY one is still working long. Yeah, RTY is, yeah. Are you in the RTY trader, Joe? That's a good setup right there. It had an inside candle too. Yeah, the RTY was a good setup, man. Yes. Okay, good, Trader Joe. Yeah. I mean, it should at least go back to that pivot high, which was, 76.7 or whatever it is. Should go at least to there. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Like I did my gold trade this morning. Go. Go, RTY. Go. There it goes. Now, the interesting part about this YM, because the YM, quote unquote, work too. Here's the pivot low. That's your defense spot. Then you pivot it again. So here's your new stop. If you're going to trade pivots, and that's what Jim does. He follows backs of pivots because he's playing with a bigger bankroll. So he doesn't mind if it rolls over and takes him out for, let's say a $400 loss or something like that. He doesn't mind that. What I'm trying to teach you guys out of the gate is to jump on board with the sharks. If the sharks aren't pushing it hard enough, just take that small loss so that when they do jump in the tank and push everything for you, you have very small losses to recover from. Does that make sense? Look at that damn ES. Look at that damn ES. See, the ES did exactly what I was talking about. It crossed over, sat on the red line. Bam. Nice setup. Nice setup. And what it did is it dragged the NQ before the NQ did hit the prior day low. Yeah, I got your text, man. I got your text, okay? I'm trying to work here. You're almost there, Trader Joe. You're almost there, my friend. You're almost there. You got $500 on that ES trade?
Mark Cox.
Excellent. You got $500. Jim, you know what that was? That was a damn realtor calling me. You want me to send him your number? That was a realtor calling me. You want me to give him your number? All right, there you go. You just got your pivot. Did you get your money? Yeah, that ES was a beautiful trade. Good job, Vitali, my friend. All right. What'd you get on that one, Trader Joe? Or are you still running it all the way up? $200. Good job. Good job. There you go. There you go. All right, gold. Come on. I need gold. Now everybody's in agreement, by the way. We got gold going long. Not gold. We got NQ going long. We got ES going long. We got YM going long. We got the RTY going long. Now everybody's in agreement. Everybody's above their red line. I like that more. Jesus, I got my account sitting out here and shit. God dang it, Bob. What are you, half brain dead? I am half brain dead. Y'all haven't figured it out yet. I'm half brain dead. You took the NQ, Joe? AO, you took the ES? Yeah, that ES was nice. By the way, that ES situation right there is exactly what I talked about when I said, listen, if you want to trade something and you want to simply understand how to, consistently make money and pass evals and all that stuff, that was it right there. That was the trade right there. Crossover, retest of that 9 EMA. The reaction of the 9 EMA I have found is so much more consistent off the ES than any other instrument I've seen. And that's probably because there's just so much volume of money in the ES. There's so many people that trade the ES. Now, I'm not liking this situation right here. Why am I not liking this situation right here? We had a double top, man. I wanted this to break through a one tick and then go up. Yeah, shameless. Well, they have no shame when they're stealing your money. Recovery, they have no shame when they're stealing your money. Yeah, they have no shame when they're stealing your money, my friend. If we get an inside candle here, my timer is not working on this chart. It's working on two of my other charts. I don't know. I probably have to reboot my system. So my timer is not working down here, so I can't see when my candles close. And of course, I'm trading manually. No, I'm really the one I'm talking about. AO trades is not the red line. The red line is just a bonus. It's the gold line, the 9 EMA. If you want to pass an eval and you want to get paid from a prop firm like Apex, unknown caller. You want to do those things, then you want to trade a gold line crossover retest of the 1 minute gold line after the market's open, after it's past 9:45. God damn it, dude. I put you in my voicemail for a reason. Jesus. Sorry. I have been literally insane at work. I worked until almost 8 o'clock last night. I had to do 2 contracts yesterday. I got one of them's right here. One of the customers has already called me today to give me a deposit on it. I had another contract I had to get done for a house in Asheville, North Carolina. I mean, I am just so freaking busy. It's ridiculous. Yeah, gold line. So what you want is price to be on one side of the gold line, and then you want it to thrust through that gold line, break some pivots to the left, and then come back and sit on that gold line in the direction of the market, in the ES, and then you want to take the break of the candle, in the direction, that the market is in. And just ride that up for, back up to your pivot. You want to make sure you have room between your pivot and your pullback. And you want to ride that back up to at least the pivot. And in some cases more. But it's like, if you'll notice, see how the ES, like what happened here is the ES got exhausted right there at that pivot. That's what a lot of people are going from here to here. But then it blew through. This one would have been a little tight because there's not much money there. But anyways, it's a nice, safe way to make money. It's the way I did when I started this YouTube channel. It's exactly the instrument and exactly the trade setup that I used to get my first payout from Apex, and I documented it on this channel. And I think I was profitable for, like, back in those days. You had to trade 10 days to even get past an evaluation. And then you had to trade 20 days to get a payout. And you had to show consistency. Well, that's the most consistent damn thing I can do. And so I didn't look at any NQ. I didn't look at any RTY or any gold or any of that crap. I just said, okay, ES, bing, 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 bing. And I was doing like $150, $200 trades, get 3 right, 1 wrong, call it a day. And then, and I was profitable on this channel for, I think it was like 35 days straight, where I didn't even lose money. Now, some days I had like break even, like I didn't make money. I didn't lose money. And that's how I got my first payout. Because there's a term I use. I don't use it a lot on this live stream, but there's a term I use, which is the number one reason people fail combines and evals or whatever you want to call them in PA. The number one reason is because they do the thing I call going cowboy. And when you go cowboy, the market's going to steal your money. Going cowboy means you just start basically revenge trading, doing stupid shit. You know, it's kind of hard to do something stupid if you're just doing a 1 minute gold line trade on the ES. It's pretty calming. So like, for example, on that 1 minute gold line, you don't like this would not be an entry here because you got to do a reset. So you got to have a whole candle close below it, then cross over, create a new rotation, and then a long. So, you want your first rotation. So this candle went from here, even though this quasi looks like it's touching, it really wasn't. This never touched this gold line here. So you crossed over. In live trading, this never touched. This was your touch of your gold line. Your first time from your crossover, market's going long. So we're looking long, pull back, boom, there's your trade. Second attempt, forget it. You need price to get exhausted and then reset and then crossover. NQ. Yeah, the problem with it, is it didn't. You got a major pivot above you that you didn't break to get there, and the market is the NQ. So I'm not a fan of it. The slope of the red line is still down. We didn't break this major pivot to the upside when we rotated down. So I'm under the impression we're still going down. I don't want to gamble my money. Does that make sense, recovery? Now, is it going to rotate up? It could. I mean, the rest of the market is, but I feel like I'm swimming uphill. If they'd have broke this pivot and then come back here, I'd be a lot more interested. But that's a major pivot to my left. That was before the big push down. A lot of times that goes back to the fingers. I told you that maybe that's why Orville's good at this, because I use the old fingerprints. They like to use fingerprints. They like to use fingerprints, i.e., they like to leave DNA behind. Well, the DNA, when this did not break this, is to tell you, no, we're still going that way. That's the DNA. Am I going to be right? I have no idea, but I wouldn't want to risk my money to find out. Same thing with this scenario right here. See, when we crossed over, we didn't break this major pivot when we rolled down. So I didn't take this long here. Now we've broken this major pivot. If we roll and sit on top of this prior day high, I'm ready to go. And again, that's where it comes back to the patience. And by the way, that NQ did break down. I don't want to be happy that I'm right, but I'm right. What that NQ needs to do is it needs to do what it didn't do the first time. What that NQ needs to do is what it didn't do the first time, which is actually test that prior day low. It's really what it needs to do. Yeah, give me a like. And by the way, For all you people that email me and say, how do I know when you're doing a live? If you subscribe, YouTube tells you. You got to subscribe though. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else to tell you. I have a gambling channel that I watch every night religiously. And I say religiously, pretty much religiously, probably 75% of the time. And I get an announcement and I'm like, oh, so-and-so's gambling tonight, and it's live gambling, and I go in and watch it. I watched it last night. They played Ultimate Texas Hold'em. So now what's going on with gold is we have a potential, because we did do a 1 minute gold line, for us to go long up to here. The hell's going on? It's like I got a herd of elephants upstairs. I'm not a fan of it. For what reason? Well, the reason being, I don't like gold lines after a certain time frame in these higher strung instruments like the RTY and gold. When you get as the day goes on, they become less impactful, more like your red line and more like your static lines, and even your 5 minute gold line right here. I would really like gold right now to come down and hit this prior day high. Come on, there you go. Come on, red. Let's go. Red, 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 red. Hold on a second. Oh. This is it. We might be right. Come on. Come on. Come on, gold. Come on. The RTY is doing the same thing, as a matter of fact, from a pivot high, for those of you looking, meaning it just tested the overnight open again. Come on, gold. Come on, gold. Down. Down. Go down. Broke this pivot here. Let's go down here for some real support. Come on. The RTY is rotating up. Boy, it did that same thing that gold did to me earlier today. It went down and then it went through. It went through. Okay, hold on here. Hold on here. I might be a player now in the RTY. Shit, didn't think I was going to be, but I might be now. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where did I get these? I need I need 2 contracts. Okay. I need it to go. All right. So we got an inside candle here. Inside this candle. We've already broken this one. Freaking gold is pissing me off now. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on. Just consolidate here. See, I've got to reset my system because I don't have my timers on here. I feel like I'm trading blind. Look at gold. You're a dirty dog, gold. We broke through the bottom. I'm not happy with that. We broke through the bottom of this candle. Yeah, we broke through the bottom. Let me, can you guys give me a second? Because I'm trading blind. Let me shut my system down. Just give me a second, okay? Give me just a second, guys. This is really annoying me because I can't see my timer. And all I can figure is that I haven't rebooted my system in a couple days. Let's see what. Oh, you guys can't see it. AM. All right, let's go. Come on, log me in. Let's go. Hopefully my timers kick back in. Without my timers, I feel like I'm freaking blind. Did we have some news or something? Something just went ridiculous. Did we have some news? All right, my timers are back. That's good news. We got some just really large candles in the RTY and really large candles in gold when I turn this back on. What the hell was this? I mean, what's the bottom of that is 73.80, 85. That's $500. Yeah, there was a nice inside candle there, Ryan. Absolutely, absolutely. And you weren't risking much. You're in. Sam McDaniel defending the bottom. All right, hold on a second, guys. Sorry. That's my construction coordinator. I got to take her calls. That big candle in gold is confusing to me. Yeah, the low risk reward ones, Ryan. That's kind of why, like the trade I took with the two contracts, when it went through my initial entry point and then slammed down, but never broke my candle to the left and then consolidated down there and it ran back up with the second candle. I was like, okay, I mean, I'm not risking anything now. And that's why I changed it to two contracts. I hyper focus on low risk entries. I hyper focus. I love consolidation candles. And then boom. You know what I mean? Consolidation candles are my favorite. I'll change my mind on a trade, on taking a trade or not taking a trade, just by the fact that the candle consolidates. There's freaking NQ doing exactly what I said it was going to do. You dirty dog. It did it. I was talked about so let's just talk about this for a second, because this is the kind of stuff that'll help you with the fingerprints. What's going on? Okay. When they slam this up, why are we not taking this red line? Well, first of all, the slope of the red line is still majorly down. Second of all, we never broke this major pivot here. And we ran up the fingerprint, we ran up just below it and then rolled over. That's never a good sign if you're trying to look for a long. unless you're going off something major. And what did they never test when they crossed over? And I even bitched about it here because this was the trade I was going to take. Was this crossover here? I wanted it to go to here and then take the long. It did not do it. It never reached it. It missed it. So I said, well, they're going to clean it out. That's what they want to do, is clean it out. So they go from here to here, and now the upswing is going. How far it's going to go, I don't know, but that's what was going on here in the bigger scheme of things. The bigger scheme of things. There was somebody asked me about this trade here. I'm like, no, because of that right there. I said, I'm looking for it to go here and then reject if I'm going to take a trade. Now, I wanted it here. I get a little more nervous when it's here because of this situation still. You don't, Bruce? Let me reboot. Let me shut my. Maybe it's just when I turned it on. Let me disconnect and connect again. Thank you, Bruce. Let's see if it disappears. Yeah, it did. Okay. Thank you, Bruce. Yeah. It just, thank you, Bruce. It's just how my data loaded or something. I turned it on. I'm like, what the hell? This is a $500 candle. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you. Thank you very much. You saved me a bunch of pain in the ass. Because I was totally dumbfounded by that. I was like, what the hell happened? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, Harold, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys, seriously. Because that had me totally befuddled and would have kept me definitely from trying to take a trade. Because like, what the hell happened there? What the hell happened there? Oh my God. It looks like they're going to roll this shit back over again in the equities. Oh God, yes. Yes. Yes, Ryan, yes. I'm trying to become a little less conservative. That's what my goal is going to be next year, but it's going to be from me looking for bigger rotations. And therefore I'll have more coin to play with, when I do quote unquote take more trades next year. But, I do tend to trade conservatively, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I see it at the red line there. This is the second time it's been there. Bruce, it's the second time that ES has been to the red line. And so let's just pull it over so we can kind of look at something here. God dang it. Swear. So let's just kind of look at something here. So when we did it before, we did it right there. So we got to God dang it. Jesus. Let me blow this freaking popcorn stand up. Jesus. So we have to defend this. How come my line looks crooked? I don't know. Would you stop? There. And it's touching it now, and it broke it. So forget anything. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. I know. Brad, I did the same thing, and I ended up having to, once I shut the stream down, I went and took a trade in probably gold. It may have been NQ. I don't remember now. I'm brain dead. To give me my money for the day, I made $140 yesterday. I mean, I had a big trade, made money right out of the gate. Then I just started trading, started trading wildly, and then shut the stream down at 11:30 or whatever. Got my money, looked at my loss. I was down like 250, and I hit a trade. It might have been in the NQ. Now I think about it, and I hit a trade. Probably was the NQ, and I ended up plus 340. So about a $400 trade. I ended up plus 140. Sorry, 140. So it's about a $400 trade, and then I shut it down and started my second job until 8 o'clock last night. I didn't even eat lunch yesterday. My wife went and got me dinner and brought it to me. I didn't leave my desk. I know. The big mistake, Brian, was because I had that mentality I wasn't going to trade at all. I took that first trade, which is an RTY trade, absolutely beautiful, almost exactly the same trade as this one right here. Matter of fact, it was the same stuff, almost the same trade as this, and bam, hit that for $400 right out of the gate, and I was like, well, damn, I got some money to play with. And so that's what I did. Yeah, I know, Bruce. It's funny you called me out on it, Bruce. I thought that was funny. I did. I got a chuckle out of that. Bruce called me out. Bob, what are you doing? I'm playing with house money. Yeah, I was crazed yesterday, taking a bunch of damn wild trades. Yesterday. Shit, I was getting my chart stuck. I was shuffling everything. Shit, I think I took a trade in every instrument except I don't think I took one. Maybe I did take one in the ES. I don't know. I took a trade in every instrument probably. The YM ended up being the smoothest. Oh, it was the YM I took yesterday, I think. Same trade though as this RTY trade today. Same trade, same exact trade, same exact setup. I mean, literally same exact setup. So now the ES looks like it's ready to go short. Whoever brought that instrument up. At the same time, let's just talk about this. So the NQ, what you would be hoping for, well, you got a 1 minute gold line potential here, but what you would be hoping for is it to come retest the bottom and then go bam. That's what you would be hoping for. But I don't know that the ES is going to let you do that because the ES is sitting right here after breaking this pivot to cause the upslope. It broke it on the downside, so the rotation is to the short side for the ES. This candle right here is the determining candle. This one right here. This one right here. This one. So this one forming is going to tell you what's going to happen. Because if it breaks that bottom, that's where it's going back down here. It's doing it off the gold line. It's doing it off the red line. Very similar to this trade here to the upside. Very similar. Gold line, red line. Yep. All right, there you go. That's why we don't sell at the spot. It's exactly why we don't sell at the spot. We want confirmation. There you go. So now, because this did this, you might be able to get this to come into play now. See how they follow each other? So this one's going to run into resistance right here. Man, I really need gold to do a major pullback. Let me get this out of the way here. So you would want this candle to just sit here. Just sit here. You can see how this one's coming back down also, as this one's coming, getting hung up right here. Because these two are almost like they're married lately. So, one goes to the party, the other one goes to the party. There they go. Yesterday, the RTY, I think it was the RTY. It was the RTY I took yesterday because the RTY and the YM got divorced yesterday for that trade because I was in that long in the RTY and the YM was not agreeing with it. And I was like, oh, these two got divorced today. God dang it. I tell you. Sorry. Sorry. Jesus. That's my actual construction manager and my accountant messaging me. And my accountant. Yes. So, that rotation there, it's gone. Once this top got broken, I would be reversing myself to the long side right there. As a matter of fact, where's my orders? Oh shit, I don't even have my freaking Jesus. I don't even have my my account on there. I couldn't take a trade if I wanted to. All right, hold on here. What are you doing, E? What are you doing? It has not broken this pivot right here. It has not broken this pivot right here, but it's going to go to the upside. I swear it's going to go to the upside now. That's what it looks like. See, these two, this one needs support. This one's stuck. This one needs support to go further. So they're kind of in limbo. They're not agreeing with each other at the same time as to what they're trying to do. It's freaking frustrating. Boom, boom, boom. No. God damn it. No. What the hell just happened? See, we got another big candle. What the hell just happened? I got a big candle in the ES. I got a big candle in the NQ. I got a big candle in the RTY. I got a big candle in the YM. I mean, what the hell just happened? See, whenever I get a big candle, I get nervous because there may be something that the market's now absorbing mentally and emotionally, and and then rhythmic situations are now gone. Whatever rhythm we were trying to get into is gone until the market goes back into a rhythm. That was ridiculous. I mean, look at that NQ candle right there. That's not normal. The ES has the same candle. Jesus. Just ridiculous. So now I just got to sit here and wait till the market goes back into rhythm. That's how you lose money, is if you just start guessing what's going on and that kind of shit. Well, I mean, you lose money anyways. Trading is about losing money. I can't say that enough. Trading is about losing money. What you got to do is make more money on the trades you are correct on, or that the market agrees with you on, and lose less money on the ones the market doesn't agree with you on. I cannot stress that enough. That's why one of the things I talk to you guys about is, when you're in one, like the one Trader Joe was in today, let it go, let it go, let it go. If you're on the right side of it, let it go. Because every $100 it books is, a loss and another loss and another loss that you might have, that you really didn't lose money. I mean, shit. I had a day last week where I had 3 losses and 1 win. I still made money. I'm one and done too, Ryan. I have not taken a trade yet. I was about to try to take an NQ, but I'm not doing it now. When they never broke this one's high and they started stacking up their stops, stacking up their bottoms, I was like, okay, they're going to run it down once they break the bottom. But then this stupid thing happened here, and that blows all thought processes of a pattern. Blew all thought processes of a pattern. Just forget it. See, now it's just going to be stupid for a while. And if I wanted to take a trade in gold right now, guess what? I wouldn't be able to do it because I don't even have my account in there. I don't even have my account in there. Good job, JP. Yeah. I'm gonna take my money and go too, I think. Got to remember, guys, it's still December 11th. Remember that. Keep that in mind while you're looking at this stuff. It is December 11th. See, for example, the YM had a pretty decent crossover retest, but I mean, you had this candle here. I use Kinetic patch. Gold has yet tested the top of the prior day high. That is very interesting. Here's the prior day high. We have yet to test it. At the same time that I would love it to come down here and test. We also have the 5-minute red line in that zone. So man, that would just be wonderful if it would do that. Now the equities are rolling over again. Like there's no I'm thinking there's got to be some kind of news going on because these candles are pretty darn big for December freaking 11th for the equities at 11 o'clock. Gold didn't do a thing. But the NQ and the ES candles, the one to look at. If the ES is moving, if the ES has big candles, something's going on. The ES does not move that much. That's why I say you got to be patient and rhythmic with it if you trade the 1-minute gold line with it, because it's going to chug like a train starting from a stop position. You know, train takes a while to start moving. That's what trading the ES is like. It takes a while to start moving. It'll get you there. It just takes a while. Man, I would really love to see. Oh, we might be getting it now. I would really love to see it come down here and test that prior day high. Now we got the 5-minute red line here. We have not even tested the 5-minute red line since we've crossed it on the trade I took. We have yet to even test it. Not that I'm looking to test it because this pattern's not correct, but it is with the prior day high at the same time. I'll be right back.
Seven 704-200-2546.
Hey, babies. Hey, babies. Oh. Yes, my damn phone rang. Why didn't you guys answer it for me? Just answer it for me. Tell them Bob's not building any more houses. Thanks for calling. Come on, gold. Come on. Let's go. Let's move. Come on. Come to life. Deliberate. Do I need to spell out? Do I need to get the dictionary out and read what deliberate means to you? Come on. Let me go back and look at something here. Let's see here. Huh. All right, let's go. What do we got? What we got? Looks like gold has gone to sleep here again on us. But you know, the thing is like at any moment it can just start moving again. That's where the patience comes in. It's like you got to sit, and then all of a sudden, ding, 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 ding. It's like, oh shit. At any moment, it can just start doing. It could just start moving. My hope is it's down here. That's what my hope is. That's what my hope is. Yeah, that's what my hope is. So let's see. I mean, again, it's it is December 11th, man. It's like, come on, man. Let's move. I understand it's hard to move on December 11th. I get that. So I mean, I might as well talk about something since we're sitting here waiting for gold to wake the hell up. So you got NQ here, all right, and it's trying to go down. Okay, you see that it's trying to go down. The problem is, and that's why I got both of these sitting out here. The ES is trying to go long. See, you follow the candles, you can see the pattern is the same. So when one runs into support at the same time that another one's trying to go short, that's where you're going to get it stuck. See, this has been stuck since this reached support. Like these tidbits I like to just throw out there to point out things. This is stuck because this reached support. So like when you're taking a short, like say you're trying to do a 1 minute gold line, I'm not a big fan of it if I'm looking over here at the ES and it's trying to go the other way, or it's got something it's about ready to run into to hinder me doing that trade. That's why I reference when they're in agreement, things are a lot smoother. When they're not in agreement, things are not. And then you can do the same correlation with the YM and the RTY, which, by the way, both of them are off on the high side, not down in the low side. And that's not by accident because they move together. So which one's going to win? I don't know. Sometimes the NQ wins. Sometimes the ES wins. The ES is winning this battle, and look what's happening to price. It's coming back up to here. See that? That's how you can keep yourself out of bad trades. So it's like, if there's a correlation in the direction between the NQ and the ES, I'm much more interested in taking a trade. If there's a correlation in the direction of the YM and the RTY, I'm more interested in taking a trade in either one of those. The nice thing about gold is it's not looking for correlations. It's not looking for correlations. Now, that's not 100% true. American Patriot, are you here today? American Patriot, are you here? American Patriot trades oil. And right, if they're both, and it's those two that there's a lot of correlation. So it's a lot of times the ES and the NQ are correlating, which I find irony in, because the NQ is just a beast and the ES is not. And then there's a lot of correlation between the candles in the YM and the RTY. But there's also correlation in the candles to some respect in gold and oil after the market's been open for a while. And I believe that has a tendency to be um, because of the dollar. You know, the U.S. dollar is, you know, is as a commodity in the whole world. You got to remember that these are commodities in the whole world, gold and oil. Even though in America we all think we're the only ones in the world. So as our dollar crashes, you know, gold goes up. Well, so does oil. And as our dollar goes up in strength, they reverse. So they have a tendency to correlate too, for a different reason. But it's not as direct and deliberate. That's why I don't have oil sitting out here while I'm looking at gold as the equities. The NQ is trying. It's trying, man. It is putting all the effort it can into going short. And the ES keeps punching it in the head. Yeah, see you later, Bruce. See you later, Bruce. Yeah. Well, things kind of got a little slow, so I thought I'd spend more time just kind of explaining what I see. What I like to do is kind of like I did on the NQ earlier when somebody asked me, Bob, what about that red line trade? What I like to do is have somebody ask me it here and me tell you that it's going here before it does that instead of after the fact. Because I clearly said, well, we did not break this pivot here on that rotation up, and we got a down sloping red line, so we're going down. And that's exactly what we did. I mean, it's just price action. It's just pure price action. You know, the commitment to go long in the ES, I don't believe is as good as the commitment of the NQ to go south. And where do you get that from, Bob? Well, I get that from here. Bing, bing, bing. Our pivots from the top are going down. I did it again. I got myself stuck. God damn, I fucking hate when I do that. Let me get this out of here. I got myself stuck. No. That's it. There we go. Okay. So let me break that down there. There. All right. So I mean, I think the down is going to win with the ES. I mean, I think the down with the NQ is going to win, but I'm not going to bet my money on it. But the trend of the tops of the ES is trending down, if I make sense. As a matter of fact, the ES is now going down. It is, and actually the ES is now going down. But see, so the thing is like, it's like, okay, so I may have an opinion on that, but I'm not going to trade that opinion because I don't want to sit there and watch the battle. You know, I don't like the fight to go from here to here. I don't want to be involved in it. I don't want to stress out from it. Does that make sense? I'd rather have everybody get along. I'd rather have everybody get along instead of being in the middle of the fight. So right now, the ES is stretching. So it broke this down pivot here, but it's stretching back up to here. All right. So I mean this battle is brutal. Yeah, December trading is tough. It is. It is December trading is tough. That's why I look for inside candles that are not big for my rotation, so I don't have to risk much to be in. But anyways, that's about it. The ES still has not won this battle to the long side yet. Keep that in mind. So, the NQ is going to keep fighting it. It's going to keep dragging it. I mean, here comes the ES battling back. I mean, the NQ battling back now. See that? It's battling back. We want to go down. We want to go up. We want to go down. We want to go up. When you start recognizing those things like that and see how the candles are exactly the same, when you start recognizing these things, then it just makes it easier to have confidence in a trade that you are going to take, or to just say, I'm not going to worry about crap until this and this are on the same page. Because otherwise, you might have been in that 1 minute gold line trade there and wondering why you're getting punched in the face now. Well, because these guys keep pushing it up and these guys keep pushing it down. See you, Trader Joe. Glad you made some money today. Glad you made some money today. And that, yeah. All right, everybody. I'm going to head out myself with my big winning in the in gold this morning. And yeah, I should have made more money than that, but I'm an idiot. So, that's neither here nor there. That's neither here nor there. Everybody have a good day. I will see you tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. In your opinion, can you tell us what the best trade setup of the day? Well, I mean, if the NQ can get back up over these, and with the ES helping it, if the NQ can get back up over and sit on top of that prior day low, there's probably a rotation there. I still contest that this needs to come down here and test this prior day's high, but it needs to do it deliberately in gold. Because it hasn't done it yet. And, just like we talked about with NQ earlier, it didn't do it, and then it came and did it later. Like, there's so often when price blows through a zone, it rotates itself back and tests the support of that zone. And it has not done it here. Just like it did it here. See how it blew through it here? Well, it had to come back and do it there. And so it came back and tested it here. See what I'm saying? So when it blew through this one, I say blow through because we never had a rollover sit on. We've never sat on top of this one here yet. We've blown back through it to here because we hadn't tested it on the way up, and then it ran it to here, and then boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that is still in play. That is still in play to test the top of that prior day high in gold. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.